From building plan approval, I'm creating a building permit new construction. I'm selecting the city in which I'm creating the application. So I need to give the building plan EDCS scrutiny reference number. So you can see rest all information is empty for now. So once I enter the click on search, it will pull the information from the EDCS scrutiny. Yeah, as you can see, it is pulling the information from the EDCS scrutiny. And all this information which is populated from the diagram cannot be modified by the user. That's an important point to note, or else it will get tampered like anything. And whatever information that is not present in the diagram, maybe which is important for the application to know, we are asking the user to enter it here. For example, like Mola is not there, so I'm selecting the Mola. And rest all information is like from the diagram itself. So you can see there is an what is it shows what is uploaded DXO, what is our scrutiny report PDF, and what is the EDCR number, and gives major information which is present in the diagram. What is the built-up area, floor area, carpet area, and what is the number of floors, and what is the height of the building. All this information are populated from the diagram itself, and user cannot modify it. And then we talk about the owner information. So as an architect, I'm creating an application for a citizen, right? And citizen is a owner. So, and the citizen owner can be either single or multiple. And if it is multiple, you can add multiple here. If it is single, you can say it is single owner. If it is multiple, this block will get repeated. You will have a plus button here where you can add multiple owners to it. So basically, this is an owner component in Digit module where owner is a citizen. If you are already a citizen in Digit, what happens is if you enter a mobile number where he's already a citizen, what happens is system searches for that information in the owner module or citizen interface and then populates the information there. Assume that I'm entering a citizen who is already present in the system. It gets info. If it is not present, if I'm entering unique mobile number which is totally new, it internally creates a citizen profile with the information entered here. So once I enter a mobile number and click on search, there is nothing to find. It will obviously keep this values empty where you can type some information so that it creates a citizen into the system. So that's how it works. Since this is an already present user, I'm just clicking on this. Okay. So there is an importance in is primary flag owner. So from our experience, we have seen owners for a property with multiple owners around 11 people. So in that case, if you want send to notification and SMS messages, email messages, it will be a big load on the system. That's the reason we are asking who is the primary owner. So we are just sending the notification to the primary owner alone during a workflow state change. That's the reason we are asking who is the primary owner. And this is the document and NOC detail step where, where we need to update some identity proof and address proof for this particular application. As I told you earlier, this list is completely configurable from state to state and city to city. You can do whatever you want to do with that. Just updating some random documents. And this document attachment is multiple. You can add multiple document attachments here for a single document type. Just uploading the mandatory documents. As you can see, there is an NOC detail grid that got added to the application. This is basically depending on the building height and the parameter which is given in the diagram. For this particular diagram in the plan info, they would have notified some information. Based on that information, its system identified that there is an airport authority that is authority of India NOC that is mandatory, and there is a fire NOC NOC that is mandatory. That's the reason it has added two NOC details here, and you can see three unique reference IDs in this form, which is complying to the EODB guidelines. EODB says we should not ask the citizen multiple applications for the same task, which in turn here is like one application which is created by the citizen or architect for a building permit application, which is getting forked into three applications: one for the department itself, 88, another two, one for Airport Authority of India, which is 23, and another one is like Fire and Rescue for 24. So ideally, an architect is creating just one application. Internally, it is getting forked into three, where it is reaching three different departments altogether. And and each of all these three applications has an internal reference to each of them, so that you can identify from where which source or who is the actual parent of this application. Clicking on next, it goes to the summary page where so this is the standard flow in Digit. I just forgot to tell you. Any application or process that is getting initiated will have stepper view, where in the first few steppers you will have basic details, and in the third or fourth stepper you will have ideally the document attachment, and the fifth stepper or last stepper you will have the summary page. In the summary page you will have the if there is any payment that needs to be done, you'll be shown with the payment info. This is a standard flow which is followed in Digit for any application service you see, be it PGR, be it property tax, be it trade license, be it BPA or water and charges, whatever it is. This will be the flow. And if you want to modify any application, you can edit and modify. Now, now the process is, as an architect, I created an application on behalf of the citizen, and then I came to the summary page. Now, as an architect, I need to get it approved from the citizen, saying that whatever I've created so far is like okay. So the application is true and valid. I'm not violating anything. So it's an the architect has to get it concurred with the citizen, saying that everything is right. So he's sending the application to the citizen. So we entered a owner info, remember, in the previous step. So with that owner info, there is a citizen profile created in the system, and citizen would have now by notified in his mobile number saying that architect has created a application with you as a owner, and then you are getting notified because of this reason for this particular application reference ID, and you'll have a user ID password there. So using that user ID password notified in his mobile number, you can log into the system and then process this application. That's how it works. You can definitely test it tomorrow when you're doing it. Just sending it to the citizen. The application number which got generated and just. So now I'm logging out as a stakeholder and logging in as a citizen who can process this application. So now you cannot see the EDCR in the menu tree link because he is not a architect. He is just a citizen. So now I need to go to building plan approval module. In that, my application. So I was talking about the table view and the card view, right? So this is a card view for the citizen. So for all citizen interfaces, you will see only the card layout, where you can see the application number is 88. And SLA days is basically the time defined in the application to process the application into one. It is defined as 60 days. As a citizen, I can view this application and I can view the diagram, I can view the scrutiny report, I can see the fee, I can see all the details that I present. If there is something that is not right, I can ask the architect to change it. If everything is in order, I can say, okay, if this is approved, you can proceed. That's a flow. So just for the sake of demo, I'm approving it as a citizen. Okay. Also, in the Digit workflow component, there are in the pop-up window, as you have seen, there are two things. One is like a comment section where you can enter some comments if you want, and there is a document upload section also where if you want to upload some documents, you can upload some documents or notes. That will come in the workflow history table for in the application cycle where you can see this information. Logging out. Just a second. Someone is at the door. I'll take the door. Just a second. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Now I'm logging in as an architect to submit this application. Now you can see the pending for stakeholders update. And submit this application. Either after submitting the application, either I can make a payment as an architect on behalf of the citizen, or I can log in as a citizen, make a payment. Both are possible. Or I can go to the counter in the ULB department office, search for this application, and then make a payment. All three modes of making a payment is possible. Okay. So now the payment is done. So one part of the flow is done now. So architect has created an application. He sent to the citizen for verification, and citizen verified it. After verification, the citizen architect made a payment and then submitted the application to the department side. Now we need to go to the department side for processing this application.